What's up, guys? What's up, fuckers? What's up, players?
What's
We
going
are the
on?
Well-Mannered Cartel. It is
Young Bug.
playoff time. It is playoff time. Week 13 was a wild one. A lot of implications went on. I'm Tom.
I'm Mike.
That's Marlon. I'm Chris. And we're gonna get into week 13 recap, dude. This was fucking D week, D-Day week.
Yeah.
All of the fucking playoffs were the seedings, everything, the teams that
So-
made it all came down to
Came
this
down
week.
to this week.
Crazy
So much
shit.
at stake. So much at stake. And
Insane.
we missed
Lives,
last week
lives were
with
at
the,
stake.
with the holiday. We missed
Bro,
last
even-
week with the holiday, which was a crazy week, but this week was even crazier. And so let's get into that.
Yeah, so we'll start with, one of the closer games of the week, Las Vegas United versus Dem Lions. Two teams that are right in the thick of it. You really needed this win, Tom. Las Vegas United to get into the playoffs. And, dude, you almost fucking squandered it, man. You almost fucking squandered it.
Dude,
Get into it.
yeah, man. I had Nick Foles, and he fucking scored -5 for me, and then he got taken out of the game. So I had that -5 stick on that fucking score for me. So that was shitty.
That's fucking terrible. dude.
It's crazy.
But
Nick,
you know what?
Nick, fuck you.
very- Very lucky with the outcome. Dem Lions probably has his lowest scoring game of the year. It was definitely a game I needed to win. I mean, I still would have made the playoffs. No, I could have still made the playoffs if I would have lost, but some other shit had to have happened to go my way. But yeah, I pulled out the win. Nick Foles fucking sucked.
Mhm.
Zach Ertz only scored 5. Zane Gonzalez only scored 1. The New York D against Cincinnati, they only scored 2 for me. So I probably should have started Carson Wentz. He was on my bench. He had 29, and then it would have been a pretty respectable score on my end. But
Yeah, man. That
It was
was
rough.
that was actually a wild decision that you didn't go with Carson Wentz at Miami, Like that just in hindsight, obviously, right? And then Cole Beasley in a revenge game against Dallas scored 28 points. So you left a good chunk of points on the fucking bench, bro. But you still pulled it out. Kenny G, bro. Kenny G.
Yeah, man, I mean,
mean,
my receivers still did. I mean, DJ Moore scored 23. Kenny G had 44. Curtis Samuel had 17. So,
Mhm.
I mean, my receivers did well. Cole Beasley, I mean, was I going to play him against the Dallas defense? That's hindsight, right? But definitely Nick Foles. I just felt like Tampa Bay's secondary is so shitty that Nick Foles was going to give me, a decent score. Carson Wentz, he was injured during the week. He had that fucking hand cast on or whatever it was. So I just was like, you know what? Nick Foles is going to give me at least 15. I didn't think he was 5. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
wild. And then for Dem Lions, his team just really kind of shit the bed. I mean, was there not a better starting option than fucking Baker Mayfield? Like that was puzzling that he started Baker Mayfield. And George Kittle underperformed, only got 3 points, but against a solid defense in Baltimore. Aaron Jones has been fucking hit or miss.
Yeah.
He either gets you 60 or gets you 6. You know what I'm saying? Like he's so volatile. San Francisco's defense got him 4 points. I mean, just underperformed across the board. Mike Williams for LA is the only wide receiver, only player that really performed well.
Mhm.
And Christian McCaffrey, 17 points. You expect a little bit more from Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
He was projected for 34 against Washington.
yeah, dude, against the Washington
Shit ton of
defense.
points.
Yeah.
Absolutely, dude. So I was legit thinking I was probably going to lose because I thought his matchups looked pretty good. And so I was like, you know what? I was trying to think about, I was doing the math, if I lost, the scenario if I lost. And I was like, you know what? I can still make it. If defensive Fortis wins and then this person wins in this division, I'll be okay. But this game was pretty low scoring, and I'm lucky. But I'm in the playoffs. So.
And you guys actually ended up with y'all had the biggest the blockbuster trade of the season, and you guys ended up with the exact same record, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. Well, Dem Lions has scored way more than anybody has in the season in the whole league, which is crazy. And it's crazy how both him and I are 7 and 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. He has the best fantasy defense, bro. Nobody scores on him. Or everybody scores on him. It's fucking defensor Fortis has the best fantasy defense. Nobody scores on him, dude. That's what it is. Oh shit! All right, well, let's get into the next game because this one also had implications for another team. Ass and titties against my team, the Bad Hombres, and in typical Bad Hombres fashion, Ass and Titties has been averaging like 80 points for the last 3 weeks, and then fucking wakes up and roars for 151 points against me. My team underperformed, didn't even break 100.
Yeah. I think you're gonna have to. I think you're gonna have to rename your team to the really bad hombres.
The really bad hombres, bro. I'm thinking about it. I probably should do that.
Or not that bad hombres.
It's the name is too on the nose now. You know what I'm saying? It's not even, So anyway, so Aaron Rodgers got 37 points. Scored 4 touchdowns. He went off. Robert Woods, 46 points.
Yeah,
that was out of nowhere, man. This guy, it was like the day before the game. It was like Saturday, and they're like, the day before they played, it was like he showed up to fucking the building. He wasn't even in the building for like 2 weeks. He had some personal issues going on, and he just shows up and balls out. Got 46 points. And then Sanders, running back for Philadelphia, 21 points, and Gesicki. Who the fuck is that guy? Gesicki, Miami tight end, 18 points. What a fucking pickup.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
he could have even he could have laid even more points on you, man. He had Tyler Lockett put up a goose egg up there. So.
That's true. Tyler, that's true. It didn't cost him, but yeah.
I think Aston TD's, man, like he was on a losing streak, and he was scoring minimal points the last month, really. And so for him to put up 151, man, I mean, nobody saw that coming. Right. But, Robert Woods, dude. Who the fuck is that guy, right?
Yeah, dude. That's crazy that he put up fucking 46
he ain't doing that
points
again.
Probably not. I don't see that happening again. But and we'll get into it later.
Who were you most disappointed in
on my team?
Yeah, who most disappointed you?
Man, I think Kyler Murray. I was expecting him to really, you have a running quarterback. Obviously, he's not fucking Lamar Jackson level, but he's a quarterback that's mobile and he's been getting more accurate as the season went on. So I was expecting more than 12 points from him.
He's no Deshaun Watson,
He's no Deshaun Watson indoors and not in the rain.
Indoors, not in the rain.
Mark Ingram only got 8 points, but I get it. San Francisco's a fucking dope ass defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's pretty much just Ingram and Murray that let me down. Can't really, Cooper Kupp pretty much scored his projected amount, and Stephon Diggs underperformed slightly, but Seahawks are a pretty decent defense too. So I wasn't expecting much there, but yeah, man. I could have made the game a lot closer if I would have started fucking James White, who had the game of his life. Finally broke out and got 37. This dude is the most consistent player. Like, he consistently scores like 13 points. And then this week he fucking went off for 37 and he's on my bench. So it's just pretty much sums up my season, bro. 99 fucking points. Not good enough.
Let's talk about scenarios here, because if you would have beaten Aston TD's, over easy would have gotten into the playoffs. And I know she's pretty upset about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it just fucked up her season.
You beat her a couple weeks ago?
It was just to ruin her season, apparently, because half of my wins are against her. I have 4 wins, 2 are against Over Easy. She needed me to fucking beat Ass and Titties. If she won and I beat Ass and Titties, it would have been, she was clear in the playoffs. And because Ass and Titties won.
Even if she split the games with you, man, if you went 1-1, she would have been in the playoffs right now.
Because Ass and Titties beat me, he's going to the playoffs because he has 1 more win than her, even though she has way more points scored.
Significantly more.
She had the tiebreaker, So yeah, I really fucked it up for her this. Yeah. But yeah, man. Sorry I couldn't come through.
Oh, good, man. Hey, that's fantasy football. I told her, I was like, all you had to do was beat him last week and you would have been in. And she was like,
it's because I was in my office and I opened up my app or something. I was checking some like my fantasy football apps, and I got a message from her and it said "A la verga NTP," and I was like, "Oh no, am I?" And I checked, and sure enough, dude, sure fucking.
She's behind. She's behind the camera, shaking her head right now.
Yeah, damn, so disappointing. Let's get into the next game. Coulon Santo versus Flint Tropics. Marlon, what happened, bro? Talk to us, dude.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, kind of. What's up? Just talk.
Okay. So Jameis Winston, dude, got like 9 points only, which was the first disappointment. But even before that, dude, like, Jonathan Williams was coming off of a back-to-back week over 20 points.
Yeah,
he was playing in place of Marlon Mack, and he got a mean 3 points against the Titans, dude. And I was just like, what? It was a bad beat. And then Scary Terry did absolutely nothing. He got 2 points. And the only wide receiver I had on the bench was John Brown to put in his place. But even had I done that, it still wouldn't have made a difference because Jonathan Williams was just so terrible. And then I had no options, man. I had James Conner on the bench. Austin Hooper is still injured. Will Fuller, he only got 1.8 points. So
this game
was bad.
This game would have had some implications as well. I think so you could have made the playoffs if you had won, but you would have needed Las Vegas and Vino Poppies to have lost, and you could have made the playoffs that way. So it was kind of crazy, man. It was just a week where each game.
A lot of teams were still alive last week.
Fuck, that's wild, dude. And it's crazy that you scored 117 and you got 18 points from the Rams defense, dude. That's a fucking legit score from the defense, you know. Darius Leonard got you 12. Like, dude, you were on track. You got 19 from Jack Doyle. I mean, if you would have heard that before the week started, you're gonna get 19 from Jack Doyle, 18 from the fucking Rams, and 12 from Darius Leonard. You would have been like, "Fuck, dude, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna fucking win for sure." But Mike Evans, bro, dude, he's been fucking. He's been all fucking year, bro. He's been like up and down bad all year. And Jameis Winston, bro, when you roll Jameis Winston,
he's still got 231 points for the season. He's not doing terrible. They're just like concentrated in certain games.
They come in bunches, right? Like
they're not out.
Yeah, they have like a 40-point game and then like a 0-point game.
You'll have a 2-point game.
Yeah,
and then you'll have a 0-point game.
He got 29 from Dak, 24 from D.D. Westbrook. That's fucking crazy.
18 from terrifying.
Yeah. 27 from Derrick Henry, dude.
Dude, he has Derrick Henry and Leonard Fournette. Those are two fucking scary ass running backs.
But when I was watching Cowboys game, dude, like it was already like third quarter, and Dak he didn't even break 10 points for him. And I was like, well, I mean, the Cowboys are going to lose probably, but at least I'll have the consolation prize of seeing that he only scored, that I'm still in the game or whatever. But then he took off for 30 pieces.
Yeah, dude, even when he has
I'm not bitter.
I'm not bitter.
I'm not fucking upset at all. Yeah, dude, but that's pretty much it for that matchup, man. I mean, Derrick Henry, Dak, and D.D. Westbrook really fucking gave it to you. And Kyle Allen pitched in, so it was yeah, man, not much you could do.
And then to add insult to injury, it's the week when the New England defense only put up 2 points for him. Every other
because Deshaun Watson tore him a new one.
Hey, we'll get into it. I think in the next one, right? Let's see. Oh no, that's Patrick Mahomes. Next matchup: Defensor Fortis versus Vino Poppies. The closest game of the fucking week. 133. Defensor Fortis defeats Vino Poppies 131, and Patrick Mahomes has a decent game, not a great game, but kept them in it.
Not up to Mahomes' standards.
No, not up to the standards. Cortland Sutton, dude, he's been balling, bro, for fucking Denver. 24 points.
Especially after they dealed away Emmanuel Sanders, like he's their only fucking target, so he's gonna get the ball.
For sure. I wonder how high he's going to go next year in fantasy. Probably in the top 3 rounds for sure.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe
definitely.
Much earlier.
But and Sammy Watkins, dude, 0 points. I can't believe he started Sammy Watkins. Like, what the fuck? Start Jeffrey or something. I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, hindsight, but Sammy Watkins, man, he hasn't been around. He hasn't been productive at all. I mean,
he had a good week one, man.
And that was it.
Week one.
Yeah. Alvin Kamara underperforms. Travis Kelce has a decent game. Todd Gurley, decent game. But dude, the Tennessee defense, bro, 20 points. Unbelievable. Man. That's what did it for him against the Colts. Dude, that was a fucking ass whoop in that game, right? That was crazy. That was crazy.
I'm not ready to talk about it.
I'm not ready. We've all been there, bro. And then for Poppies, dude, he really left a shit ton of points on the fucking bench, man.
Oh shit, yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
I get it.
It's hard. Yeah, I would have put Cousins in too.
Right, but the thing is that you have to know Philadelphia's had a sketchy secondary all year. They've been injured and shit. Mm-hmm. And Fitzpatrick can fucking sling it, dude. But it's still it's hard to start him over Kirk Cousins. Who I mean, it's not like Kirk Cousins played bad; he played well. But
the thing with Fitzpatrick is like every season he's good for like 2 or 3 games where he throws like an inexplicable number of touchdowns.
Right.
But that's all you're gonna get from him. So
that's it. And then Ronald Jones really screwed the pooch. Only got him 0.8 points. And he could have started Penny, who got 26 points, or Kareem Hunt, who got 17 points. So that was a bad decision. But still, even with the win though, with the way things shook out, even if he won the game, he wouldn't have made it into the playoffs, right? Tom, he thought that he still had a chance to make it, but it was.
Yeah. He would have. I had to have lost, and he had to have won for him to make the playoffs. That was it. That was the scenario for him, just because based off of points.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's yeah, man. It's pretty. It was the closest game, but at the end of the day, Defensor Fortis wins, and it helps his seeding in the playoffs.
Dude. Absolutely.
It fucking, it was a big win on his part. Even if he only won by 2 points, dude, he's fucking got the luck on his side, man. He could, dude. I would not be surprised if he made
the playoffs last year at 6-7 and won it.
It was right. It's like
he had a losing record and he fucking won the championship.
So that's something to keep an eye on. Let's see if he can fucking, dude. The defending champion is still in it. Don't count him. Don't fucking count him out.
We've never had back-to-back champions in this league before. It's never happened. Not in this league.
No. Maybe that'll change this year. We'll see. Next game, the Lady Boys versus the Gridiron Throne. Mike, your team, a little closer than you probably were hoping for. Your team,
man. So like I want to say like the last 4 weeks, my team has just really been underperforming each week. So I was kind of nervous going into this week. I knew I was secure in the playoffs, but I wanted to make sure that I got that first round bye, and I needed to win. I needed to win in order to get the bye. So I was a little nervous going into the week. Thankfully, my team, Russell Wilson, had a better week than he's been having. Sterling Shepard, I picked him up on the waiver wire, and he came through for me because T.Y. Hilton is hurt, and I don't think he's coming back this season.
Probably.
That's a big blow, bro.
Yeah, I know. It hurts. And Allen Robinson had a really good week, one of his best weeks in a while, so it kept me alive.
Yeah, man, and it's crazy, and I'm adding up the points here to try to see how you got to 136, because that seems, when you only get 10 from Tyreek Hill and 8 from Chubb, and you know what I mean, like, your defense doesn't really score a lot. Like, it's like it was really just, dude, Delaney Walker, bro. Like, what a start.
Dude,
Darren Waller. Yeah.
Look how many points Bangkok Ladyboys left on the bench.
Yeah.
That's
a lot of points.
Dude,
that's insane.
Dude. Yeah. You left a whole bunch of squandered.
Yeah, Pascal. But like Jared Goff, 44, Geis, 33, 22 from Zach Pascal.
I guess he had nothing to play for. I don't know if he even updated his roster or not.
Well, if you think about it though, like you're not going to start Goff over fucking Lamar Jackson, right? So that's not happening. At tight end, yeah, maybe you could start. Yeah, he could have started Andrews over Hunter Henry. And at running back, fuck, who do you have at running back? Le'Veon Bell.
But he had Le'Veon Bell, who hasn't really been. Dude, Geis has been killing it.
Yeah, so he could have started Geis over McCoy, and then it would have been Fucksville for you, Mike.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I still would have been in the playoffs, which is more than half the teams on here can say.
Might have affected the seeding, though, right?
Yeah, I would have dropped to 3.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Well, that means you wouldn't have a bye.
I wouldn't have the bye, but I'd still be in the game.
Right, I'd be playing to win it. Oh shit. All right, well, last game, Crossfaded versus Over Easy. We touched it a little bit, but Over Easy goes off 181 points. She did her part, Amari Cooper has a decent game, 16 points. Dude, fucking Devontae Parker, bro. Unbelievable. 53 points, man. He tore up Philadelphia. He destroyed them. 7 for 10, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he looked unstoppable, man. And this guy, he's always kind of been promising, but he's always had like the talent and the skill, but just not put it together. And
been a bust up until this point.
Right. And hopefully, man, he can build off of this. And I mean, if he gets a consistent quarterback, maybe he can be like a fucking a fantasy star, but a real fucking football star. But yeah, we'll see if he can keep it going. But man, 53 points. What a fucking performance. Tyler Higbee filling in at tight end for the Rams.
Hopkins had a good game.
Filling in for Everett. Yeah, he freaking went off 28 points.
He threw. He had a fucking passing touchdown.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. DeAndre Hopkins has a decent game as well, 17 points. But yeah, man, it was pretty much Higbee, Parker, and then everybody else had decent games. Barkley 14. But yeah, it was really just Devontae Parker and Higbee that really, really did it for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If she would have started Robbie Anderson over DJ Chalk, she would have gotten 200. But I mean, hindsight, right?
Opportunity missed. And then for Crossfaded, Deshaun Watson balled out 34 points. Odell Beckham underperformed. He's been underperforming all season. I wonder if he's going to get traded, dude. I mean, I don't see him.
He made some comments today that said he was happy in Cleveland, but I don't know, the way that he phrased it was just really weird. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's not in Cleveland next year.
Dude, it's not a good sign when Jarvis Landry has been out playing you like week in and week out for like the last 6 weeks. You know what I mean? Like it's just clearly Jarvis Landry just has had more production.
Dude, I think Odell Beckham, in my opinion, is overrated, man. Like he's good, but he's not elite. Like I don't know.
He's flashy. He's just flashy.
He had that catch, and I think that's what everyone
made him a star.
Judges him by. It's like that one. And don't get me wrong, he's a fucking crazy out of this world athlete, but I don't think he's a true elite wide receiver, man. I think that catch just gave him all this publicity, and now he's just like this poster child for the NFL. Whatever.
Right, dude. No, you're like whatever. I'm ranting. But yeah, I mean, dude, Deshaun Watson had a fucking game, bro. That's really, 34 points from against New England, dude. That's a fucking legit score.
The Patriots had only given up 4 passing touchdowns all season. They gave up 4 against the Texans.
Yeah, it sums it the fuck up right there, man. So I mean, I think he was happy when he saw that, because that was
yeah, you don't expect anyone to go off against the Patriots.
Right, but it was just, dude, what are you going to do when your other team scores 181, man? It's not, it's not a lot you can do there. So, and that costed Crossfaded, man. If he wins this game, if he just scores a couple more points, he's in the playoffs, man. So he ends up losing. I mean, he ends up getting kicked out of the playoffs by Over Easy, who also ends up being out of the playoffs because I lost.
So got a bunch of spoilers in this league.
We just spoiled it for each other, man. But yeah, so that was this is a huge game, and Crossfaded just didn't show up, and Over Easy just put him out early, bro. So yeah, and that was a recap. That was a recap. Let's get into now. Let's see what the playoffs. We got 2 teams on bye, and then 4 teams playing to get into the semis. Let's get into
it. So the 2 teams with a bye, let's go through that first, is Flint Tropics. Flint Tropics is the number 1 seed, and Gridiron Throne is the number 2 seed. Mike, how do you feel about that? Pretty good, I'm imagining.
Yeah, I feel pretty good, man. I'm not going to complain about that at all.
And let's start off with the more difficult side of the bracket, the Flint Tropics side of the bracket. It's going to be Las Vegas United versus Dem Lions. So the exact same matchup. Week 13 just passed, so it's wild, man. It's not often that you play 2 teams back to back, especially one with I don't know, man, with a team as strong as Dem Lions, man. I'm shaking my boots. It's gonna be fun, dude.
Yeah, man. He's got he still has Baker Mayfield in at his starting quarterback position.
He picked up Minshew. We'll see if he makes a change there.
Yeah, I mean, Baker against the Bengals. I mean, it could have. He could have.
Bengals suck.
But still, man, Baker Mayfield, dude, fuck, man, I don't trust that motherfucker at all. Godwin against the Colts. I mean, the defense is still decent for the Colts, man. It's still a strong suit for the Colts. So it's not.
Titans just put up 31 on the Colts. So
yeah, but everybody has a bad game. He's currently starting Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah, man. Now that I'm looking at his team, I mean, Golden Tate's coming back. He's going to be healthy. Maybe he can start Tate over Fitzgerald against Philadelphia, who has a sketchy ass secondary.
Yeah.
Or Williams from the Chargers against Jacksonville. I don't know if he's gonna stick with Larry, dude. What do you think, Tom? How do you think what do you think about his squad? Now that I'm looking, it doesn't look as intimidating as I'm going through it.
No.
Yeah, the way I feel about it, Thielen's the big one, man. If you look at Dem Lions, he hasn't been really performing as well as he was before when Thielen's been out. So, I mean, Thielen's questionable. I think he's slated to play this week. I'm not sure, but I don't know if I'd play Larry Fitzgerald. I just don't know if it's the playoffs. I don't know if I'm going to ride with Larry, in such an important game. It's like, something like if you play him and he scores 5 points, that's there's no turning back now. It's the playoffs. So I don't know if I'd stick with Larry, but he knows how to manage his squad, and we'll see what he does.
Yeah, I think it might come down to, dude, what kind of a day is Aaron Jones gonna have? Is he gonna have a day like he had last week? I mean, he has a decent matchup against Washington, but Washington, they just went up against McCaffrey and kind of, he didn't go off on them. He got 18 points, so they could show up again and hold Aaron Jones in check. But I think if Aaron Jones has a average game, I think you win. But if Aaron Jones ends up fucking blowing up, dude, that might be all she wrote. I think it's going to come down to Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
For me, man, the big question mark is Dalvin Cook and how he's doing. Obviously he thinks,
for sure.
Yeah, he thinks he's great, or those are the remarks that he's made. But I'm still kind of skeptical about his health. I don't know exactly how he's doing, and so I'm kind of nervous about it.
That's what I wanted to ask you this, because thanks for reminding me. Would you rather have Dalvin Cook play and not know if he's 100%, or just be like ruled out and you got Madison
and I'll play Madison? Yep. I'd rather him just rest against the Detroit Lions, who is not a very, they're not a great team. Run Madison because that dude is so talented. He's a fucking beast. Right. And just, rest Dalvin. I'd be 100% fine with that. Now they might split snaps. Yes. Dalvin might come out, might play a couple.
You don't know how it's going to go.
And that's kind of terrifying.
It is terrifying, dude. You're right, because you're not gonna sit Dalvin Cook if he's going to start the fucking game. You know what I mean?
Dalvin Cook,
him. Yeah. So, but you're right. He could only get a couple of touches. It could be like a 40-50 split, or he feels a little something, and they're like, "Fuck it, sit him." It's not like they need to win this fucking game anyway. The Vikings are doing well. They're gonna make the playoffs. So it's dude. You're right. You almost want him to sit.
And I don't even know, man. Like if they're supposed to split reps, and they're not going to say that. I don't think that they're not going to come out with that. I mean, if either Dalvin's going to suit up, and you're assuming he's going to take all the snaps, and then the game happens, and it's something else entirely. So I mean, I don't. Detroit's terrible against the run, man. So I don't know where to go with it.
Yeah, it could be a situation like when Melvin Gordon came back for the Chargers, and I think you started Austin Eckler, Chris, but then. Or did you start Eckler or did you start Gordon? But like one or the other?
I started both of them for a while, and then I had to fucking switch back and forth. It was it's a mess. It's a fucking mess. You don't want to deal with that, man. It sucks. It really sucks.
I even thought about playing Madison in the flex and starting Dalvin if it's good to go, and just hope one of them just goes off. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Man, you still got some big decisions to make before Sunday.
My roster's not set. It's not. I just, that's kind of. It's not set just yet. It's going to be a Saturday night kind of thing.
Got a couple of days to marinate on it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I mean, anything else you want to touch on this matchup before we move on to the next one? I mean, it's projected to be close. I think it's going to be close. There's a lot of stuff still up in the air. Is Thielen gonna play? Is fucking Cook gonna play? Like
it should be crazy. Close, but I think that he has more question marks than you do. So I think there's a slight favorite.
Either way, man.
Either
way, man. This side, I said this was the more difficult side of the bracket because it is. I mean, it's Dem Lions and Flint Tropics in the same bracket. We've been talking about these two teams the entire season. So if I can beat Dem Lions, then I can beat Flint Tropics possibly.
There you go.
We just need them to have one bad week, man, and they're due for one bad week. You know what I mean? Like they've just been dominating week in and week out. So
and my matchups look actually pretty good next week. So if I do make it, I like my chances.
Watch out! Watch out! All right, well, let's get into the next, the other side of the bracket, the other playoff game: Defensor Fortis versus Ass and Titties. And it's Defensor Fortis is projected to win by 6, but it looks close. I think the QB matchups couldn't be any more different. You got Aaron Rodgers going up against Washington, and you got Patrick Mahomes going up against New England, dude. I don't think obviously New England could be exposed like they just were last week. But I don't know if that defense is going to have 2 bad games in a row, man. I think fucking Belichick, bro.
And they're at home. And they're in Foxborough, so.
Yeah, dude. And, not to make any excuses, but the last time they had a home game, the weather was really shitty. And both teams had bad passing games. So
this is not an excuse, though. It's not an excuse. It's just a statement of fact.
It was 20 miles an hour, winds. It was 20 degrees, and it was raining, bro. And Dak doesn't use gloves. I don't know. But listen, that's a tough fucking matchup, dude. For Kansas City, that's a tough fucking matchup. And that Bill Belichick has been fucking. This is one of the fucking games that he's been preparing for.
He's been planning for. He's been
planning for this shit. He's been planning for fucking Patrick Mahomes, and I think they're gonna come out and make a statement, bro. So I don't think Patrick Mahomes is gonna have that great of a fucking day. And Aaron Rodgers against the Redskins, dude, I think he's gonna fucking go off. I really do. He scored 4 touchdowns last week. The Washington defense isn't that great. It might just come down to those 2 matchups, man. There are other question marks. Obviously, Tyler Lockett has not been doing well at all the last couple of weeks. He fucking goose-egged last week. Going up against the Rams, that's, who the fuck knows with Tyler Lockett, dude. He's like the most fucking question mark receiver because you're not sitting him. He's Russell Wilson's number 1 receiver. You're not going to sit that dude.
Yeah.
But he's been underperforming, So this is another one that's going to be close.
I think we know what to expect out of Defensor Fortis' team. He's probably going to score around 140. But Aston TD's team is so volatile, man. Like,
it is.
He has Lazard starting. He has Gesicki. He has Miles Sanders. Guys who are boom or bust.
Yeah. Sketchy, bro. Started that.
And As in Titties had a stretch where they weren't even scoring 100 points. So I mean,
he didn't.
They scored 49.5, bro.
Yeah, that's rough.
And he made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs, dude. Look, this is what I'm saying. Look at Defensor Fortis' matchups, dude. Look, Alvin Kamara against San Francisco, bro. What the fuck? This is like the worst matchup. Look at these matchups.
Kelsey against New England.
Gurley against Seattle. Seattle has a good run defense. Travis Kelsey against New England. You're right. Patrick Mahomes against New England. Like, dude, these matchups are tough on Defensor Fortis.
Defensive Fortis has Drew Brees on the bench, but he's playing San Francisco also. So it's like, it poison.
Oh man, but who's at home? Is it New Orleans at home, or is it at San Francisco? It's at home. It's at home.
It's at home for New Orleans, but still, man. I mean,
yeah. I don't know, man. And this might not be the set lineup. He might change it. He might watch this and start Drew Brees.
He's an 11:45 a.m. kind of set my lineup 15 minutes before the game starts kind of guy.
He's an auto draft kind of guy.
Living life edge, man.
Yeah, bro. I like that shit. But yeah, I mean, anything else? I mean, I don't know if there's gonna be any other lineup changes. Oh, Evan Ingram's gonna play, bro. Evan Ingram's gonna play. So maybe he'll start. Maybe Ass and Titties will start Evan Ingram over Gesicki. Go ahead.
So I propose we do something that we've never done in this segment or in Superliga. We're going to take our predictions. We're going to do this throughout the playoffs into the final. Las Vegas United versus Dem Lions. Chris, who you got?
Vegas United.
Oh shit. Okay, appreciate that.
There you go.
Marlon, who you got?
I'm rooting for you, buddy.
Who do you got?
If his lineup stays the way it is right now, if the lineup the way it is right now, I think it's going to be you.
All right, Las Vegas, super Las Vegas. Mike,
I'm predicting you also, Tom. I think that you have fewer question marks than Dem Lions.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go, for myself because the kind of
putting my balls on the table.
My balls on the table. All right, let me start on this next one. This next matchup.
Yes,
because I'm so
versus Ass and Titties.
All right, I know I've been talking about the matchups and how fucking hard they are, but the Defensor Fortis' team is just so much better, bro. Even with the tough matchups,
standing champs, man.
On paper, his players are way better than Ass and Titties' players. So even with the tough matchups,
Mahomes, dude,
in a close game and with luck on his side, Defensor Fortis is gonna pull it out, dude. And he's going to be in the semis. I'm taking Defensor Fortis in this one.
Same.
Boom. That's two for Defensor.
You got Defensor Fortis? Man, I got to roll with Defensor Fortis. He was in my division. I lost to him. He's got a very talented team. He's got Patrick Mahomes. I know he's going up against New England, but if anyone can have a bad game and still put up a shit ton of points against New England, it's Pat Mahomes. So I'm going to roll with him.
Yeah.
Marlon?
I don't know, man. Devil's advocate, man. I just because Aaron Rodgers is going up against Washington.
All right.
And
there we go.
We got some dissension. He's got
desperation in his eyes.
Yeah, bro.
He's got desperation in his eyes. And I think I think the New England defense is just going to tear up the Chiefs. The Chiefs to get to Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, that'll be a revenge game too.
You got to stick with your butt brother, bro.
Your butt brother.
Las Nalgas United.
You guys cut from you guys.
Las Nalgas United. That's great. That's great. Oh shit. All right. Well, Mike, let me ask you this: who would you rather play, bro? Who would you rather see, Defensor Fortis or Ass?
So I was looking back because I played both of these teams in the season, and I actually whooped both of their asses. I beat Defensor Fortis. I beat Defensor Fortis 163 to 108.
Doesn't matter.
And I beat Ass and Titties 148 to 83. So I think I would rather go up against Ass and Titties, just because they've had much weaker weeks. You know what I mean?
Much weaker weeks, bro. I can relate. Much weaker.
Not very. He hasn't had too many stronger strongs though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, that's pretty much the playoffs as they stand right now.
Coming down to the wire, man. Couple more weeks.
All right, let's make it. Who do y'all think? Let's do it right now. Who do you think is gonna take the whole fucking thing? Who's gonna take it?
I gotta go Flint Tropics, man. They've just been dominating.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Damn.
I'll say Flint Tropics.
Damn.
I mean, what kind of man would I be if I didn't vote for myself? I want to say Las Vegas United.
Balls on the
2019.
Put the balls on the table. You know what, dude? I'm gonna go with Mike. I think you're gonna take it, bro. I don't know. I feel like this is just your year, bro. You know what I mean? Like you've survived a terrible trade. You fucking
that trade's worked out for me pretty good.
Yeah, Carson has been lukewarm thus far.
He's had a lot of fumbles.
Yeah, you put the jinx on him, bro. I'm gonna take you, Mike. I'm gonna be the man that you're not because you should have taken yourself. I'm gonna take you for you.
Help me, help you, help me.
Help me.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Did you pick Marlon? I don't know. I was too busy over here.
Yeah, he went Flint.
Oh, Flint Tropics.
We got 2 Flints, 1 Las Vegas, and I'm taking the Gridiron Throne. All right, we'll see how that shakes out. Let's get into the fucking recap. I mean, not the recap. We just did the fucking recap. The segments, bro. The fucking segments. I'm all over the place.
Who?
On three. Ready? Our favorite segment. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Who the fuck
is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy? Raheem Mostert. The third running back in line at the 49ers, bro. The third one. Who the fuck is that? The guy that had the broken arm? That's who Raheem Mostert is. 146 yards, 1 touchdown, 31 points, and he was on nobody's fucking team. He's still on the waiver.
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert, man. Behind Breida and Coleman. I don't know if he's ever going to, how does he get a start with those 2 dudes ahead of him? You know what I mean? Like he's just Breida was hurt and Coleman was hurt, so he got some play time. But
I picked him up off the waivers.
You picked him up? Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot at him. I'm gonna take a shot. Why not? I'm desperate. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I think you had a good one too, though, Mike. What was your suggestion for?
So my nominee was for who the fuck was that? Who the fuck is that guy? Was also who the fuck was that guy? Because I forgot who it was. I had to look him up right before we jumped on.
Oh yeah.
So his name is Mike Gesicki. Tight end for the Dolphins. He had 5 receptions for 79 yards and a TD. And he played for Aston Titties, man. So he gave him some points there.
Yeah, and he started him. Yeah, that's great.
He started him.
All right, let's get into the squander of the week. I think we had 2 nominees. The first one, I was nominating Bino Poppies because it was a close game that he was involved with, and he did leave several points on the bench, unfortunately for him. And so I'm giving the vote to Vino Poppies. But I think the Lady Boys also squandered it pretty bad. Left a lot of points on the fucking bench. So let's just let them share it, bro.
I'm gonna nominate Crossfaded. Because all you got to do is win, and you're in the dance. You're at the dance, bro. You win. you gotta keep playing. You gotta keep playing if you win.
That's true, man. That's true. So
instead, you get blown out.
Got blown the fuck out bad, bro. It wasn't even close. That's insane. But all right, let's fuck it. We got 3 squanderers. They'll all share it this week. Fuck it. The bed shitter of the week, Tom, your boy, Nick fucking Foles, almost made you lose that game.
I would have been a squanderer. I could have been a squanderer.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Like I can't believe you survived a negative 5-point performance from your quarterback, bro. That's
crazy. Here, dude. I really can't either.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, after this week, I was talking to Tom and I was complaining about Winston not even breaking 10 points, and he's like, bro, Nick Foles got me -5 points, and I was like, all right, so
you win.
Quit trying.
You win. All right, and I never want the next segment. God damn it! I was so close, dude, to not beating this fucking guy all season long. Early on, I knew my season was gonna be shit, and I was like, I just, you know, let me just not be the no talent pussy for one. You know what I mean? Like, let that be my goal now. That I can't make the playoffs and I can't have a winning record. Let me just avoid being a no talent pussy. You know?
Even this week,
no talent pussy.
You just narrowly got there, bro. 2 more points, and you would be having a different conversation.
Hold up, real quick. Show of hands. Who's got no talent pussy of the year at least once this season? I want to. Has that everybody? Hey, we all got it. Hey, we're good. Chris, you're in great company, bro.
Yeah, we'll call it the no talent pussies. We rename the show. Yeah, dude. 99 points. I didn't break 100. Them Lions got 101 just by the smallest of margins. I was hoping for an error correction or a stat correction. It did not come.
2 point stat correction.
The girls never came. And it's fucking, dude. Yeah, I'm the fucking no talent pussy of the week, man.
Yeah.
And
so
on that sour, what was that?
So technically, you're also borderline squander because you made a running back change.
Hey, we've never had 4 squanders. This show, we've never had 4 squanders. Never happened before.
We're just fucking handing them out. Fuck it. All right, let's pour them out. Hold on,
I need it. Hold on.
Reach over.
Get your scotch. Lefroy. Oh, good old Lefroy. Thanks, bro. Nice. For the week that I'm the no talent pussy, you're gonna drink a Lefroy.
Straight from the bottle, man.
There's
like an 1/8 in here, so.
There you go. Chug it. All right, my first nominee. Let's pour one out for Danny Dimes, dude. He's gonna be out this next week, and it's unfortunate for the Giants because this is actually right when their receiving core gets healthy because Golden Tate's coming back, Evan Ingram's coming back, and now Danny Dimes is hurt. He's in a boot.
Dude, I don't want to see it either because Eli Manning is at 500 for his career record, so he's gonna go either above or below after this weekend.
What a fucking dude! The Cowboys fans are gonna be rooting so hard for Eli Manning, bro. Because, dude, if he beats the fucking Eagles in Philadelphia, dude, you know Eli Manning, it's like storybook, bro. It's meant to be. Like he's gonna come back and have one more game. And what if he beats the Eagles, bro? He's got it in him, right? He's got it in him. That's fucking crazy.
What if he beats the Eagles, sends them to the Super Bowl, and they win another one?
Third fucking ring for Eli Manning.
Maybe not if that's mathematically possible, but let's go with it. Next one. Let's pour one out. Let's pour one out for Ron Rivera, man. Rivera. Bro, they're trying to hold us down, bro. They're trying to hold the Hispanics down, bro. Why are they firing the Hispanic coach, bro? The half Mexican, half Puerto Rican coach gets fucking fired, and you know he doesn't deserve to be fucking fired, man. It's not his fault that Cam Newton went fucking fragile as shit.
They're like, you know what? You've been losing a lot of games. It's like, they're like, Ron, we love you, man. You've done a great job while you've been here. You've been losing some games, so we're gonna end. You're Mexican, so we're gonna have to let you go.
Bro,
exactly.
If you were just straight up Puerto Rican, it's fine. But because you're half Mexican, that's
because your mother's from.
They fucking fire him, and then they have the audacity to fucking post on Instagram like a thank you, Coach Ron Rivera post. Like, what the fuck? I'll fire him.
Bro, Ron Rivera is gonna be out of a job for 5 fucking minutes, bro. He's gonna have teams lining up to fucking coach them, bro. So he's gonna be great. He's gonna be fine.
He doesn't even have to send resumes out, bro. They're gonna come to him. They're gonna come to him.
So Ron Rivera, bro, this one's for you. I wish I had some tequila, but this is some scotch.
Some tequila and some rum.
Right. Yeah, porter. Yeah, just mixed together. All right, and last but not least, Tom, this is your idea. So why don't you lead this last pour him out, man?
First off, let's hit the bagpipes.
Okay. Okay.
So we're gonna pour one out for every single team that didn't make the playoffs. My wife, over easy, pour one out. Who narrowly missed.
Oh, we're gonna get fucked up. This is a long list.
Second on the list, same division, the Bad Hombres. Spoiling seasons, spoiled your own season.
Including his own.
Your season live in me.
Next on the list is our very own Culon Santo. Close, got hit by injuries, and ultimately could not seal the deal. Pour one out.
Oakland face with an LA.
So, the next guy never had a chance. You love to hate him. The Bangkok Lady Boys.
Woo! Never had a shot, bro.
This next team had us all kind of confused at one point because he started the season out 0-6, or 0-5, I'm sorry, and still had a chance to make the playoffs. And it came down to this past week, Vino Poppies.
Yeah.
We commend him. Didn't score very many points, but he got lucky and won some games. Pouring up Vino Poppies.
Valiant effort. Oh.
And the final team, my other brother, cross-faded. He cross-faded. Everybody throw up the X for him. Well, all he had to do was win the game, and he would have made the playoffs. Tight race, but cross-faded. Pour one out for him.
Wow, man, on the bubble.
Man, we really had like 4 teams on the bubble here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was wild. Such a close fucking season.
Insane season. Yeah.
And our last segment, some consolation, hopefully. The big cock on the block. Over easy. 181 points. Unbelievable performance. She did everything.
She was excited about it.
Playoffs. Yeah, tip of the hat.
She can hang her hat on that.
Really, the most deserving team. The most deserving team out of our division. Like this, it just the chips fall in her favor.
You know, man, she scored 180 points. You look at her team, and she definitely would have been scary in the playoffs. It's just unfortunate that she got unlucky that Chris beat her. So.
Yes.
Couldn't beat many teams, but
I could beat her, man. Big cock on the block. Over easy. And that's it, dude. Fucking Mike, rest up. You don't even have to watch football this week, bro. You're on a bye. You're fucking good. Yeah. Tom, you're gonna be fucking super stressed out. Your blood pressure's gonna be through the roof and shit. I'm sure you're gonna be drinking a lot. It's gonna be fun. Dude. And Marlon, you and I are actually playing each other in the fucking losers bracket. Pussy, get ready for an ass kicking that doesn't matter. Holy shit! Oh man. Anything else?
That's it, man. Fucking playoff.
See you here next week.
Right.
Dude, first off, man, this season went by so fast. We're in the playoffs already. It's crazy, man.
It's fucking crazy. I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe, like, it's like the most exciting time of the year is like when you're getting ready for the draft, and then you fucking draft, and then the first week, and then
couple weeks, you're like, anything can happen.
Yeah, it was just week 2, bro. It was just week 2, like last week. And now we're in it's playoff time, and I'm out of it. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? It happened so fast.
And then you go 3-10, and you're fucking out of it, bro. And then you're preparing for next year's draft.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, bam.
I was listening to fantasy football fucking podcasts in fucking like May.
In preparation for this season.
I won 4 games.
January this year. January this year.
I gotta start in January. Oh fuck.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for another episode. We'll talk to you later with the first round playoffs results. See you guys.
Later.